you doing? I just want to say thank you. Thank you, thank you, thank you if you subscribe to my channel. I am very grateful. Thank you also if you watched my last video and passed it on to lots of people. I posted that video with conviction. I knew it had to be done. With trepidation because I wasn't sure how it was going to be received. I was so blessed to get all the messages saying that it was spot on, that it's what they wanted to hear, that people felt confirmation with what God was saying to them. That was amazing. Also had lots of messages saying, can we have part 2, 3, 4, whatever. Just so we're clear, I am not a relationships counsellor. I am not a marriage counsellor. I'm just a married woman who has been taught some things by God, and I get to share them with you because I have a vlog. And call to arms, this is about doing life. So let's do this. I'm gonna share a little bit more. I talked a little bit about Genesis 1 and Genesis 2, and today I brought the Bible with me. This is my daughter's International Children's Bible. Why? Because it's here, and that's what I'm going to use. And I just want to talk about a little something called the team, what I call the team. It's a very non-romantic way of thinking of marriage, but it is real things. This is how it is. Let's just go back to the beginning for a moment. We talked about Genesis 1:27. God created human beings in his image. In the image of God, he created them. He created them male and female. First thing, okay? It is the beginning, it is the blueprint, it is the plan. There shall be a male, there shall be a female, and they shall both be in God's image. Brilliant. Then we start to see the details laid down. Genesis 2. Genesis 2 confuses people. People think that, oh, in Genesis 1, God made everything and then made man last. But in Genesis 2, he makes Adam and then he brings the animals out, makes them afterwards. No. Remember, Genesis 1 is the backdrop. Genesis 2 is the details. So, Genesis 2, chapter 18. Genesis chapter 2, verse 18. It says, then the Lord God said, it is not good for the man to be alone. I will make a helper who is right for him. From the ground, God formed every wild animal, every bird in the sky. He brought them to the man so that the man could name them. It's not that that was the order, that first he made man and then he started to raise these things. No, it's telling you that these things were made from the ground, birds from the sky. And then at this time, after man was created, he started to bring these ones before man. And this Adam guy starts to name things. He says, whatever the man called each living thing, that became its name. The man gave names to all the tame animals, to the birds in the sky, and to the wild animals. But Adam did not find a helper that was right for him. So God decided Adam needed a helper. Adam is naming these animals thinking, maybe one of these could be my helper. Listen, God didn't create woman because he is going, what about the chimpanzee? Nah, too short, too hairy? What about the ostrich? Only 2 legs, can't help you reach things up high? What about a fish? Okay, can't talk back at you? No. It's not like a woman was created because there was no other option that worked. Man was created in God's image, male and female. He created them. There was always going to be a woman, right? Beauty of this is that he shows us that man was made. He was told about good and evil. He was given a task to name the animals, tend the garden, and then he brought him a helpmate. Now, this is what it says. It says, the Lord God caused the man to sleep very deeply. While the man was asleep, God took one of his ribs from the man's body. God closed the man's skin at the place where he took the rib. God used the rib from the man to make a woman. Then the Lord brought the woman to the man. So here's my issue. If you can criticize the Bible, which you really shouldn't, and I am not, just to be clear. My issue with the Bible is that it says that man will have a helper. That's right for him. That's it. That's all we get is a helper. Now, I struggle when there's no further embellishments. Listen, it says a helper. That's it. Nothing more. See, this is the thing about me. This is the thing about probably most women, that if you're a man and you're watching this, this is something that you need to take note of, okay? We need more words. We need more words. If you came back and you said, oh, it was a good party, you actually think that is enough information. And then you get annoyed when you start asking, who was there? What were they wearing? It's because you just gave one word. It was a good party. What do you mean by good? Embellish, okay? This is how you say it was a good party. You say, it was a good party. The atmosphere was electric and alive. The dancing was so great. The dance floor was packed. The DJ was amazing. He played lots of tracks ranging from the 80s all the way through to currently. He even played that song. You know that song you like? He played that as well. Oh, we enjoyed ourselves so much. Oh, and then there was the food. The food was so good. It was not homemade. They got food from M&S. You know those little shrimp things that you like? You always wanted to try them. We tried them. They were so good. This is how you embellish good party. You cannot just say it was good. Please, Father, you just said he made a helper. This is a problem. Because here's me as a wife looking at this saying, okay, you're describing me, my role, my job, my position, my purpose as a wife, helper. What do you mean by helper? And how far does this helping go? Do I help make decisions? Can I propose decisions? Can I give advice? If he makes a really rubbish decision, can I help him by slapping and saying that was a rubbish decision? How far does helping go? Do I just quietly insinuate? Can I show flashcards? How do we help? Do I carry his bag from the car? Do I show him how to carry a bag from the car? What do you mean? It's so hard. It's so hard. We're just trying to work it out by ourselves. Personally, I sound really emotional about this, don't I? It's hard because I've had to work it out. You know, it just depends on your man. It depends on the situation. What I've found is, if you listen to my last video talking about headship, once I've cracked that issue and accepted and assimilated the reality of headship, it has made it so much easier for me, because I propose stuff. I do not impose stuff. I know that I talk a lot. He knows that I talk a lot. He married me. So I don't not talk. I talk. But then I settle in myself that all I'm doing is talking. I do not have the responsibility of landing the idea. I try not to nag. Nagging is a thing, you know. Literally in Proverbs, there's I don't know how many gazillion verses that talk about a nagging wife, dripping tap, better to be on top of a roof top with no cover than to be in a nice house with a nagging wife. Literally, the nagging thing is an issue. It's an issue. How do I keep quiet when you're not doing the thing that I want you to do? Hey. Thing about submission is that it's about trust. That's the thing. It's a trust issue. It's a trust issue. Yeah. Let's talk a little bit more about Genesis 2. I've got a little bit distracted there, sorry. Genesis 2, verse 23. The man said, now, this is someone whose bones came from my bones. Her body came from my body. I will call her woman, because she was taken out of man. And verse 24, that's where we're going to focus. So, a man will leave his father and mother and be united with his wife, and the two people will become one body. Sounds fairly easy, doesn't it? Here's the deal. Leave and cleave, leave and cleave. Christians say it all the time. Leave and cleave. You must cleave with your wife. Leaving is an issue. You see, I have for most of my life, been really, really, really close to my mum. It sounds like I'm not close to her anymore. We used to be close. No, we're still close. I'm very close to my mum. And I got married, and I didn't really understand. I'm talking about me. And if you are this person, this is about you. Please don't focus on him and his family, because that's his own story to deal with. Talk about you, okay? You and your family, right? I love my mum, my brother. We grew up as a unit. Mum, single mum, raised 2 kids, and the 3 of us, we were like 3 musketeers. That's literally how I used to think about us, as the 3 musketeers. And then I got married, and somehow I thought that I could just bring the 3 musketeers to sort of tag along with me and my husband. I would discuss things with my mum. I'd make plans with my mum, and then just let my husband know that we've made these plans. I would make plans with my husband, tell my mum, sometimes tell my mum, like, that's what he wants to do, with that sort of attitude, forgetting that I'm supposed to have left. Leaving and cleaving literally means, listen to me, it literally means you've got to leave the old team and recognize that you are starting a new team. It took me a very long time to realize this. It seems so obvious, but I didn't get it. And my husband kept feeling undermined by things that I did. I didn't even realize. I just thought, oh, it's my mum. It's my bro. It's my mum. It's my mum. Listen, that's the old team. And by the way, when you get married and you cleave and you make a new team, you and your husband, you are the team. You and your wife, that's the team. When you have kids, literally those guys have temporary membership. Temporary membership. When they get married, when they leave the nest, they're on another team, and you need to encourage them to get on another team. That's what the Bible says. Don't you think it's random? In the middle of creation, he made man and woman, this beautiful scene, bone from my bone, flesh of my flesh. Leave your mum and dad and go stick with this woman, you're going to become one. Where did mum and dad come from? In Genesis 2. It's a thing. It's an issue. Fix your team up. Team attitude. Team interpretation, this is what you need. Team attitude, this is it. When you start to think, oh my gosh, why does the Bible tell me that I shouldn't nag my husband? Why doesn't he just do what I want? You need to get off your high horse and recognize there's a team at play, and that team has a head. So this thing that you really want him to do, is it going to cure cancer? Is it going to eliminate COVID? Is it going to save the lives of millions of people? Is it going to rescue you from the throes of death? Probably not. If you just want it. You just want it. And because he wants to do something different, or he's not listening, or he's not doing it quick enough. No, so let's talk about that for a minute. He's not doing it quick enough. Me, I have an idea. It comes to my head. I know what I'm going to do. I want to go, 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 go. That one, he will contemplate, consider, think about it, weigh it up. He will take weeks, months. And when he's ready, he'll say, you know that thing that we talked about? And I'm like, what? 18,000 things ago. When I already sorted it out in my head and I told you, but you don't want to listen. Because, hey, just because he processes things at a different speed, rhythm to you, doesn't mean he's wrong. Different is allowed. It's allowed. And a lot of times he'll be right. Sometimes he'll be wrong, but then it's not the end of the world. Team attitude. It's about the team. Maintain the team, the integrity of the team. Keep the peace. Be a peacemaker. Choose not to nag. Because first of all, nagging is very ineffective. You get tired, your head hurts, he gets sulky, his ears hurt, and actually the thing that you want is not achieved. There are much more effective ways of getting the thing that you want. Trust me, that's another talk. I'm not going to put it on a video. We need to be face to face. But I'm not being weird and skulky either. Seriously, there's just more diplomatic ways of getting what you want. More honourable ways. More peaceful ways, smarter ways, ways that apply wisdom. Nagging is not helpful. So anyway, I don't know why I keep going on about nagging. I'm probably talking to myself. Actually, there's a couple of women that I know I'm talking to. We've had this conversation. They know where I'm at. They know what I'm talking about. But anyway, Genesis 2. Leave and cleave. The team is a thing. Uphold your team. Remember headship. Trust the God who put you on the team. The team member is a man or a woman. You know, they're just human. But marriage, godly marriage, is ordained, blessed, favored by God. Trust the God that put you in that marriage. Do your bit. Take hold of your responsibilities in that marriage. Remember, don't worry so much about your rights. You can't do anything about the rights. The rights come to you. All you can physically do anything about is your responsibilities. Get on. Learn his love language. Learn her love language. And love them like that. If they like gifts, if you notice they keep giving you gifts, it means that's their love language. So maybe think about giving them a gift. They just like to be told good things about themselves. Affirmation. Generally, if you're not sure about your man's, love language, words of affirmation. And by the way, I'm talking about a thing, love languages. If you haven't heard about love languages, go look it up. But if you're not sure about your man's love language, go for affirmation. Most men have affirmation as a love language. They want to be told, you must be his number one cheerleader. You must be the one that says to him, oh, I love how you did that. I love the way you painted that wall. I love the way you told that man in the shop, the right thing. I love the way that you look in that shirt. You look like you mean business. Whatever it is you need to say it. That's your man, that's your guy, that's your team. You're the number one cheerleader. Even when you don't feel like saying it, it's a very effective tool. For yourself, it keeps you quiet, shuts you up, reminds you of how this thing is. But it also does something for him. And he deserves it. He needs it. God made us as helpers, women. Doesn't mean that you're less smart. A lot of times you'll be smarter. Doesn't mean that you're less eloquent. A lot of times you'll speak better. It doesn't mean that you are faster, slower, stronger. Doesn't matter. Just know that he's the head and you're the helper. And you do what you need to do to make sure that your head is doing that head thing well. You do whatever you need to do to make sure that your team is running well and running as a team, as a unit. When the world looks at you, they see one person, one attitude, one race. This stuff is hard. 10 years in, that's all. I'm far from knowing it all. Some things I just learned yesterday. Telling you what I know. Hoping that it will help you. Hopefully it will help you. Encourage you. If you're not married yet and you're watching this, I beg, go take notes. Some things you don't need to experience to know. Just learn. Save yourself a lot of aggro. So, leave your team A, make a new team B. Do it properly. We could go into that till the cows come home, but just get that concept right. You'll know what I'm saying. You know what I mean. Those conversations, those thoughts, those attitudes. You're in a new team now. Be team focused.